Ever wondered why the world's superpowers are suddenly laser-focused on the moon's resources? Welcome to a fascinating era of discovery and exploration, where a new space race has begun. This isn't the usual race we're used to, with nations competing to land on the moon. No, this race is far more intriguing. In 2023, we watched as the United States, Russia, China, and India all set their sights on a common target, the moon. But this time, it wasn't just about planting a flag or leaving footprints in the lunar dust. This was about something much bigger: the exploration and utilization of lunar resources. To understand why this shift happened, we need to look at the bigger picture. The moon, our closest celestial neighbor, is rich in resources that could potentially support long-term human presence. From water ice that can be converted into drinking water or rocket fuel, to rare minerals and metals that could be used in manufacturing, the moon is a treasure trove waiting to be unlocked. However, to explore and exploit these resources, we need power, and lots of it. Solar energy, while an obvious choice, is not a viable option, especially in the moon's south polar region due to its limited exposure to sunlight. This leads us to the next best alternative: nuclear energy. So, the space race has a secondary yet equally important contest running in the background: the installation of nuclear power plants on the moon. This might sound like science fiction, but remember, so did landing on the moon once upon a time. The prospect of nuclear power on the moon brings a whole new dimension to the space race. It's not just about who gets there first, but who can stay there longest and potentially even establish a permanent presence. As we can see, the stakes are much higher in this new space race. The moon is no longer just a celestial body to conquer, but a potential solution to some of our most pressing energy and resource needs. The race is on, and the world is watching. Now, what does it take to mine resources on the moon? To answer that, we need to delve into the heart of lunar exploration. It's all about energy. The moon, with its barren landscapes and harsh conditions, is not an environment where traditional energy sources like fossil fuels can be utilized. So, we need an alternative. One might think, why not use solar power? After all, the moon is closer to the sun than Earth. But here's the catch: certain areas of the moon, particularly the South Pole region, suffer from limited exposure to sunlight. This makes solar power an unreliable source of energy for lunar bases, especially those planned in the darker corners of our satellite. So if solar power isn't a viable option, what is? The answer lies in an energy source that has been powering our world for over half a century: nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is incredibly powerful. It's capable of providing a steady, reliable supply of electricity, regardless of the lunar day-night cycle. It's sustainable too, as a small amount of nuclear fuel can last for a very long time. But why nuclear energy? Why not wind or hydro energy? Well, the moon's atmosphere is too thin for wind energy, and there's no water for hydro energy. Nuclear energy, on the other hand, doesn't need an atmosphere or water. It just needs a small amount of fuel, and it can run for years, even decades. The idea of a nuclear-powered moon base might sound like something out of science fiction, but it's closer to reality than you might think. Countries all over the world are racing not just to land on the moon, but to establish a lasting presence there. And they're turning to nuclear energy to power their lunar dreams. So nuclear energy seems to be the key to unlocking the moon's resources. But as we'll see in the next scenes, this nuclear race is not without its challenges and controversies, so stick around as we delve deeper into this fascinating chapter of the new space race. But who's leading the charge in this nuclear-powered exploration, you may ask? Well, it's none other than the powerhouses of the East, Russia, and China. Recently, they made headlines with the announcement of a joint venture that could potentially change the game in lunar exploration. This isn't just a simple partnership, it's a bold statement in the face of a new space era. The two nations have agreed to construct a nuclear power plant on the moon. Yes, you heard it right, an actual nuclear power plant in the lunar landscape. This move isn't just about harnessing energy, it's about asserting dominance in a territory that's up for grabs. The joint venture isn't just a two-party affair, it includes a lunar research station that's open to all interested nations, with one notable exception: the United States. This exclusion underlines the geopolitical dimensions of this new space race, highlighting the rivalry that extends beyond our planet. Now here's a twist in the tale. Russia, known for its pioneering efforts in space exploration, plans to use nuclear-powered rockets for lunar transport. This is a significant leap from conventional propulsion methods, potentially revolutionizing how we approach lunar missions. Imagine a fleet of nuclear-powered rockets carrying the essentials needed to build and operate a lunar base. It's a sci-fi dream, turning into a reality. This joint venture between Russia and China is a testament to their commitment to lunar exploration. They're not merely participants in this race, they're setting the pace, pushing the boundaries and redefining what's possible. While this nuclear-powered endeavor raises questions about safety and environmental concerns, it also presents an opportunity for unprecedented scientific discovery and technological advancement. It's a bold step towards a future where the moon isn't just a celestial body we admire from afar, but a destination we can reach, explore, and perhaps even call home. It's clear that Russia and China are making significant strides in this race. As we watch this space race unfold, one can't help but wonder, what's next? Who will reach the moon first? And most importantly, how will this reshape our understanding of space exploration? So, what about America's response to these developments? As we delve into this, it becomes clear that the United States is not to be left behind in this lunar endeavor. Recently, NASA's budget documents have revealed plans that paint a bold picture of America's lunar aspirations. By 2032, NASA plans to install an autonomous nuclear power plant on the moon. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's not just about the power plant, it's about establishing a sustainable presence on the moon, and for that, energy is crucial. A nuclear power plant, capable of operating independently, can provide the necessary energy to maintain a base, power experiments, and potentially even fuel lunar rovers. It's also about the broader context. This power plant is not just a technological marvel, it's a strategic move in the new space race. Just as the Apollo missions marked a crucial victory in the Cold War, this lunar power plant is a symbol of America's continued leadership in space exploration. However, it's not just about the prestige. There are practical considerations too. A lunar base powered by nuclear energy could act as a stepping stone for further exploration, perhaps even manned missions to Mars. And so, the race is on. The United States, China, and Russia are each advancing their lunar projects, each with their own strategies and objectives. This is not just a race to the moon, this is a race for the future of space exploration. But as we look to the future, we must also consider the challenges. The logistics of transporting and installing a nuclear power plant on the moon are daunting. The risks associated with nuclear energy, while manageable on Earth, could present new challenges in the harsh lunar environment. Nevertheless, the potential rewards are tantalizing. If successful, these projects could redefine our relationship with the moon, opening up a new frontier for exploration and perhaps even colonization. The competition is heating up, with the US, China, and Russia each advancing their lunar projects. As we watch this unfold, one thing is clear. The future of space exploration has never been more exciting or more uncertain. What does this all mean for the future of space exploration? As we delve deeper into the new age of the space race, we're not just looking at a scientific endeavor but a geopolitical one. The lines drawn in the lunar dust are not just tracks of rovers but boundaries of nations, each vying for their place in the lunar landscape. The race to the moon isn't just about getting there first, but about staying the longest, using the most sustainable methods and extracting the most resources. And it's not just about the moon. The strategies and technologies developed for lunar exploration could pave the way for further ventures into the solar system and beyond. And in the midst of this race, a new field of study emerges: astropolitics. As space becomes increasingly accessible, the politics of space exploration become more complex. It's not just about who gets there first, but who gets to stay, who gets to mine, and who gets to claim. Understanding these dynamics will be crucial for the coming years as the space race intensifies. But as we race ahead, we must also consider the implications. The use of nuclear power on the moon brings with it both risks and benefits. On one hand, it provides a reliable source of energy, crucial for long-term lunar missions. On the other hand, it introduces potential hazards, both to the lunar environment and to Earth in the event of a mishap. As we push the boundaries of space exploration, we must also push the boundaries of our understanding, our cooperation, and our foresight. The future of the space race is not just about reaching new frontiers, but about how we navigate the challenges and opportunities that come with them. And finally, the question remains, what are the risks and benefits of installing nuclear power plants on the moon? Leave your comments and opinions. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.